Welcome to the ITF offices in London for the 2020 Davis Cup World Group 1 and World Group 2 playoff draws. 3 weeks ago, we witnessed an exciting weekend of Davis Cup action, with top quality tennis and dramatic ties across the world as teams battled to advance in the competition. The first weekend of Davis Cup action next year will see 36 ties contested in 36 cities around the world on the 6th and 7th of March. That week will feature some of the best elements of the competition: color, emotion, passion, and some of the loudest fans in the game. As well as the World Group 1 and World Group 2 playoffs, March will also see the 2020 Davis Cup by Rakuten qualifiers take place, with the winners of those ties securing a place in the 2020 Davis Cup by Rakuten Madrid finals. The winners of the ties that we're drawing today will move one step closer to the finals in future years. Last month, we announced a new global format for this level of the competition, replacing the previous regional structure. We are particularly excited that the matchups for the World Group 1 and World Group 2 playoffs next year will see some of the teams competing against nations in different regions for the very first time. Whether they play home or away, the nations are competing in the Davis Cup World Group 1 and World Group 2 playoff ties will put it all on the line as they look to move up the Davis Cup ladder. Competing for your country remains a special privilege enjoyed by a select few, and I have no doubt that the players involved will compete with intense pride and passion. Before handing over to the ITF's head of officiating, Soren Friemel, to conduct the draws, here is a short video to remind you of the new global format.
The Davis Cup is set to become an even more global competition in 2020. In November 2020, the world's 18 leading nations will compete in one venue at the Davis Cup by Rakuten Madrid finals to be crowned world champions. The finals will feature the 4 semi-finalists from 2019 who qualify automatically and 2 wildcards. These teams will be joined by the 12 winners of the 2020 Davis Cup by Rakuten qualifiers being played in March. 26 nations are eligible for the 2020 qualifiers. The 14 teams finishing 5th to 18th in the 2019 Davis Cup by Rakuten Madrid finals and the 12 Group 1 winners in 2019. 2 of these nations will be selected as wildcards for the 2020 Davis Cup finals event, and the remaining 24 nations will contest 12 qualifiers ties. At the same time as the qualifiers in March, 48 nations will begin their Davis Cup season by taking part in playoffs for the new World Group 1 and World Group 2. These groups replace the previous Americas, Asia, Oceania, and Europe, Africa Groups 1 and 2. These have been combined into 2 global groups with all ties played on a home and away basis. The World Group 1 playoffs will include the 12 losing nations from the 2019 Group 1 ties and the 12 winning teams from the 2019 Group 2 ties. There are 12 ties, with the winners advancing to World Group 1 in September and the losers contesting World Group 2 that same week. The World Group 2 playoffs will include the 12 losing nations from the 2019 Group 2 ties and the 12 promoted teams from the 2019 Regional Group 3 events. There are 12 ties, with the winners advancing to World Group 2 and the losers taking part in one of the Regional Group 3 events later in the year. The World Group 1 ties and World Group 2 ties will be played in September 2020. World Group 1 includes the 12 losing nations from the 2020 qualifiers and 12 winners of the 2020 World Group 1 playoffs ties. There are 12 ties, with the winners advancing to the 2021 qualifiers and the losers taking part in the 2021 World Group 1 playoffs. World Group 2 includes the 12 losing nations from the 2020 World Group 1 playoffs and the 12 winners of the 2020 World Group 2 playoffs. There are 12 ties, with the winners advancing to the 2021 World Group 1 playoffs and the 12 losing nations taking part in the 2021 World Group 2 playoffs. There are no changes to the regional groups 3 and 4. Africa, Americas, Asia, Oceania and Europe, with round-robin events played in one or more venues in June, July or September. The 2020 Davis Cup by Rakuten Madrid Finals will be played between the 23rd and 29th of November. There will be 6 groups of 3 nations, with the winner of each group and 2 best runners-up advancing to the quarterfinals, semi-finals and final. The 2020 Davis Cup champions will be crowned at the end of the event.
Thank you very much, Dave. And we start with the 2020 Davis Cup World Group 2 playoffs draw. The 12 advancing nations from the 2019 Regional Group 3 events will be drawn to play the 12 losing nations from the 2019 Group 2 ties. And in Pot A, the green balls, we have the following countries: Bulgaria, Denmark, Egypt, El Salvador, Georgia, Guatemala, Hong Kong, China, Indonesia, Morocco, Paraguay, Philippines and Zimbabwe. And in Pot B, the white balls, we have Costa Rica, Estonia, Greece, Jamaica, Kenya, Latvia, Poland, Puerto Rico, Sri Lanka, Syria, Tunisia and Vietnam. And to conduct the draw, we're going to place 24 balls into the trophy and pick always 1 green and 1 white ball, and those nations will meet each other in March 2020. Starting with the first tie from Pot A, the green balls. Egypt, and Egypt will be playing against a nation from Pot B, the white balls. Latvia.
Choice of ground, Latvia.
And Latvia will be hosting this tie against Egypt. Again, starting with the green ball from Pot A. Paraguay. Paraguay will be playing against a nation from Pot B, the white balls. Sri Lanka.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot, and to decide the choice of ground, we have a green and the white ball here in the back, and if the green ball is chosen, Paraguay will be hosting the tie, and if a white one, it will be Sri Lanka. Green, Paraguay, choice of ground, well, Paraguay hosting this tie against Sri Lanka. Next, for the next tie, again starting with the green ball. Morocco. and Morocco will be playing against Vietnam.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground will be decided by lot again. I'm going to pick a color. If it's green, choice of ground to Morocco. White, choice of ground to Vietnam. Green, choice of ground to Morocco. Morocco hosting this tie against Vietnam. Again, starting with the green ball from pot A. Indonesia. And Indonesia will be playing against the nation from pot B. Kenya.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. Green ball, choice of ground to Indonesia, and the white will then be to Kenya. Green, Indonesia hosting the tie against Kenya. The next tie starting again with the green ball. Guatemala. And Guatemala will be playing against a nation from pot B. Tunisia. Guatemala playing against Tunisia.
Choice of ground by lot.
And choice of ground by lot. Green, Guatemala will be hosting, and white, choice of ground to Tunisia. Green, Guatemala hosting this tie against Tunisia. Again, for the next tie, we're starting with the green ball. Bulgaria. And Bulgaria will be playing against the nation from pot B. Costa Rica.
Choice of ground by lot.
Again, choice of ground will be decided by lot. The green ball is picked, Bulgaria will be hosting, and white will be Costa Rica. White, Costa Rica hosting this tie against Bulgaria. Same procedure for the next tie. Starting with Hong Kong, China. Hong Kong, China will be playing against Poland.
Choice of ground by lot.
Same procedure, choice of ground. Green, will Hong Kong, China will be hosting, and white, choice of ground to Poland. White, Poland hosting the tie against Hong Kong, China. And with the green ball. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe will be playing against a nation from Port B, white. Against Syria.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground decided by lot. Green ball will be picked and Zimbabwe will be hosting, white, and Syria will be hosting the tie. White, Syria hosting the tie, Zimbabwe. Starting again from a nation from Port A. Philippines. And Philippines will be playing against a nation from Port B. A white ball. Greece.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. Green ball. Choice of ground to Philippines. White. Greece will be hosting the tie. Green. Philippines hosting the tie against Greece. Next one again from Port A. Denmark. Denmark playing against Puerto Rico.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground decided by lot. Green ball, the choice of ground to Denmark. White ball, choice of ground to Puerto Rico. Green. Denmark hosting the tie against Puerto Rico. Starting with the green ball. El Salvador. El Salvador playing against a nation from Port B, a white ball. Jamaica.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground decided by lot. Green ball, El Salvador will be hosting, and if the white ball is picked, Jamaica. Green. El Salvador hosting the tie against Jamaica. The last tie for this draw. Georgia. Playing against Estonia.
Choice of ground by lot.
Same procedure as before. Green ball, Georgia will be hosting, and the white ball, this hosting will go to Estonia. Green, Georgia will be hosting this tie against Estonia. And this concludes the 2020 Davis Cup World Group 2 playoff draw. And we're moving on to the 2020 Davis Cup World Group 1 playoff draw. And here the 12 advancing nations from the 2019 Group 2 ties will be drawn to play the 12 losing nations from the 2019 Group 1 ties. And again, we have in Pot A the green balls. We have the following nations: Barbados, Bosnia-Herzegovina, China, Dominican Republic, Finland, Israel, Lebanon, Portugal, Switzerland, Ukraine, Venezuela, and the loser of the tie between Pakistan and India. And this tie will be played on the 29th and the 30th of November. In Pot B, the white balls, we have following nations: Bolivia, Chinese Taipei, Lithuania, Mexico, New Zealand, Norway, Peru, Romania, Slovenia, South Africa, Thailand, and Turkey. And again, we're going to place our balls into the Davis Cup trophy and pick one green one and one white one. Start the playoffs draw for the World Group 1. We start with the green ball for Pot A. Ukraine. And Ukraine will be playing again against a nation from Pot B, the whites. Chinese Taipei.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot, and we have the same process in place. Two balls, one green, one white. The green one is picked, Ukraine will be hosting. The white one, Chinese Taipei. Green. Ukraine will be hosting the tie against Chinese Taipei. Again, starting with the nation from Pot A, the green balls. This is Pakistan, India. This will be the loser of the tie, Pakistan, India. And as I mentioned, this tie will be played on the 29th and 30th of November. And the loser of that tie will be playing against nation from Pot B, the white balls. Slovenia. And because we do not know if Pakistan or India is going to lose, we're going to do the choice of ground by lot in any case. And the decision who is hosting the tie will be then finalized after the tie has been played. If it's green, Pakistan, India will be hosting. If it's white, Slovenia. Green. In case the nations have not met before, the loser of the Pakistan-India tie will be hosting the tie against Slovenia. Next tie, we start again with the green ball. Dominican Republic, and the Dominican Republic will be playing against nation from Pot B. Bolivia.
Choice of ground, Bolivia.
The choice of ground will go to Bolivia. Bolivia hosting the tie against Dominican Republic. Next tie again starting with the green ball. Israel. And Israel will be playing against a nation from Pot B. Turkey.
Choice of ground, Turkey.
Choice of ground to Turkey. So Turkey hosting the tie against Israel. Next tie, we start with green ball. Bosnia-Herzegovina. And Bosnia-Herzegovina will play against a nation from Pot B. South Africa.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. The green ball is picked. Bosnia-Herzegovina will host. And the white ball, South Africa, will have the choice of ground. Green, Bosnia-Herzegovina hosting the tie against South Africa. Starting again with the green ball. Finland. And Finland will be playing against Mexico.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. Finland will be hosting in case the green ball is picked, and Mexico, the white ball is picked. White, Mexico choice of ground. Mexico hosting the tie against Finland. Starting with the green ball again. Lebanon. And Lebanon will be playing against Thailand.
Choice of ground, Lebanon.
Choice of ground to Lebanon. Lebanon hosting the tie against Thailand. Starting again with Pot A. Venezuela. And Venezuela will be playing against New Zealand.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. Same process. Green ball is picked. Venezuela will be hosting the tie. And in case of the white ball, New Zealand. Green. Venezuela hosting the tie against New Zealand. The next tie we start with the green ball again. Switzerland. Switzerland will be playing against a nation from Pot B. Please, a white ball. Peru.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. The green ball is picked. Switzerland will be hosting. In case of the white ball, Peru. White. Peru will be hosting the tie against Switzerland. Starting again with the nation from Pot A. Barbados. Again, we need to pick a white ball from Pot B. Norway.
Choice of ground by lot.
Choice of ground by lot. Green ball. Barbados will be hosting. White ball. Choice of ground to Norway. White. Norway hosting the tie against Barbados. Starting again with Pot A, a green one. Portugal. And Portugal will be playing against Lithuania.
Choice of ground, Lithuania.
Choice of ground to Lithuania. Lithuania will be hosting the tie against Portugal. And the last tie for this draw, starting with green. China. Playing against Romania.
Choice of ground by lot.
Again, we have the choice of ground by lot, picking a green or a white ball. Green. The right will go to China. The white ball is picked. Romania will be hosting. White, choice of ground to Romania. Romania hosting the tie against China. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes both draws. Thank you very much.